Hi, I'm Natasha with BareTalkTV, and today we're talking about a fairly interesting topic. It's about how the level of attractiveness, studies have shown, actually affect grades that students get. And we've seen this as well with political elections and whatnot. And so some of the studies showed that when you had students in a virtual class versus students in a real class, and then compared their attractiveness based on their student ID, so they had different scoring methods for this, the students who were deemed to be more attractive actually had better grades.
What is with this?
Oh, but really, are you shocked? I just want to preface this by saying we do live in a world where every day we are judged by how we look. Job interviews, everything we do, how you're treated at Starbucks.
But yes, I am, because it's like, yeah, I get that, but like at the same time, if you do the work,
right,
then you do the work.
It's a subconscious thing, though. Like I mean, you're a teacher, so I mean, I'm not saying you do this, but I'm just saying, like, I'm an instructor as well at Kwantlen University, but for an online course, so clearly this doesn't affect me. But as a teacher, do you think maybe there's a subconscious bias towards students who are deemed to be better looking without getting you in hot water?
No, I think I see when I first heard about this, what I thought it had nothing to do with the person who's actually evaluating, but maybe it has to do with any of us doing better in life, because maybe if those who are lucky to be attractive just feel better, they might have better self-esteem.
Yeah.
They might have, and I think that totally is. Like we always say, you know, it's on the inside that counts, right? And of course it is.
It's also the outside that counts.
Well, if you are proud of how you look, if you are feeling happy about that, maybe your self-esteem is higher and you're just going to do better.
Well, look at that movie.
I know that I perform better on days where I know I'm looking better. So in times of my life where I was going through things where I wasn't necessarily looking that great, no, I didn't perform as good at work.
Well, look at that movie with Amy Schumer, the I Feel Pretty movie, where she like gets hit in the head and then wakes up and thinks that she's like the most beautiful woman in the world. Yeah. And just the way she is in life is so different.
Yeah.
Right? And that speaks completely to what you're saying. But I do believe that the way this world works does hinge a lot on how you look. And I think you can, I mean, this is not going to come out the best way, but I think could be like unattractive and feel fantastic about yourself, and maybe you won't be treated as well as someone who is attractive and doesn't feel as good about themselves. Like, does that make sense to you?
And you did bring up the politics thing as well, and like Justin Trudeau, for example, is a good-looking person, but that's what they talk about a lot. When they talk about him, they never said Stephen Harper was a hottie, because well,
he's not.
He's not. But also, they didn't talk about, they didn't say anything about his looks. They didn't say he's bad, he's good, whatever. But Justin Trudeau, they hone in on the fact that he's a good-looking man.
And how many women voted for him because he's a good-looking man?
Canada's Prime Minister, look, I saw those memes about that sort of thing. So yeah, it probably affected a lot of people voting and not voting.
Yeah, and there's countless studies, and it's not just like an attractiveness thing, it's also, you look at race. You know, they say that if you, in certain places, if you're of a different race, then that will affect as well if you get a job or something. But I think, you know, what we're talking about is the attractiveness side of it, and I think although it sucks, it is how the world kind of works.
Well, I see the whole. I see the whole question as being if these are what results are showing, I think like effort levels or how well we do, I think really can be based on how good we feel about ourselves. And if there's somebody who is maybe getting bullied because of the way they look, or maybe trashed, or however they are, or they don't feel good about themselves, maybe they don't have as much to put in or to give. I don't know why that is. It's the first I've heard of. It's the first I've heard with this when it comes to marks in school, because I mean I don't see that at all in grading kids or in schools.
But you probably haven't seen like a large sample of all the students in your school compared to how people grade.
If you did grade people and you could see them, do you think you would?
No, there's no way I would consciously do that. But I mean, again, subconsciously, I think people. But we need to wrap up this segment, guys, and so we want to know what you guys think. So our social media handles are below. Do you think that it's easier for people to get through life and get better grades if they're more attractive? We just want to hear what you think. And I know you have stuff to say, so you need to comment below too. Okay? Okay. I'm Natasha with BareTalkTV.